Welcome to Lifestyle Indy. I'm Julie Patterson.
And I'm Paul Poteet. Boy, we got a lot of places to go today.
But first we're going to meet Sara Fisher. She's not driving around the Indy 500 anymore. Wait till you see what she is up to.
I would say that she's
busy.
What
were you going to?
I was going to say she was driven.
And still driven. Yeah.
That's coming up, and we're going to take you out to the Decorators Show House, an Indy tradition.
Yeah, in the Meridian Kessler area. It's a big fundraiser. You're going to enjoy seeing this place for sure.
We've got some information about a disease that affects a lot of people here in central Indiana, lupus.
Yeah, it's an autoimmune disease, and we're going to learn more about it because chances are you know somebody that has it. I know I do.
All right, now they say that maybe this is healthy for you. You're going to see some stuff.
Running?
And then eating. After you've done running, you run into the Saffron Cafe.
Ooh,
Look at that, the stuff right there.
Yeah.
They've got some interesting items, and of course, I may have tried them because I gotta eat.
Well, we'll find out if you liked them.
Yeah, that's all coming up. You ready?
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, start your engines.
Lifestyle Indy is made possible with support from Westport Homes, dedicated to building homes for every chapter of life, with plans and details that match customer-specific needs and style. Additional funding is provided by Altman, Poindexter, and Wyatt attorneys, serving clients throughout central Indiana with wills, trusts, and estates, with over 70 years of combined experience.
Sara Fisher, if you're a race fan,
I know that name.
You know that name. She has been going off in different directions, not just left turns now.
You're right about that. She's on a different path, so to speak.
Yeah, and she's doing well.
She is doing great. She's a business owner now. She just got her college degree, which is very cool. Mm-hmm. She has little ones at home. And so she's, that in itself is busy, right?
Yeah, that'll add a pit stop or two.
Would you like to learn more about Sara Fisher? I would.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Put your seatbelt on because we're going fast with Sara Fisher, who started in go-karting and at age 19 was the youngest woman to qualify for the Indy 500, now team owner and owner of Speedway Indoor Karting. So Sara, does this feel like it's come full circle for you?
It has, and to limit my involvement in IndyCar racing so that I could stay home and raise two very beautiful kids. The creation of Speedway Indoor Karting was kind of top of mind for both my husband Andy and I. So it's really our dream together to be here. And when they did the redevelopment of Speedway, it was the perfect opportunity to put in a facility like this one right here next to Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
It is beautiful and big. And I want to get to that, but I kind of want to start a little bit first too with your beginnings in karting and how that played a role in you becoming an IndyCar driver.
Well, for me, racing was all about fun. My parents raced go-karts. They met racing go-karts. My mom beat my dad. That's how they first met, So, and I have aunts, I have uncles. My whole family is involved in racing, it seems like. So my parents gave me every opportunity to do what I wanted, whether I was on horses or played piano or soccer. And then finally my mom said, all right, that's it, pick one. I'm not running over the city all over. So racing it was just a lot of fun to be around my family all the time. And for us, it was just a passion that we lived with, and it was a priority.
Why don't you think more women are in racing?
Well, I was lucky because I grew up in the Midwest, and I grew up with that sprint car and short track background that I'm very proud of. You can see show cars here that I've driven at Winchester, and it's just something that I was fortunate to have the opportunity to do with my family. As far as women in the future, there sure are a lot of them that are coming up. There's a lot of great names that are racing midgets, that are racing formula cars, that are racing in Europe. And I think it's almost a good thing that we don't hear them as a common name, because that means that they're being more accepted these days. It's just the right opportunity to give one of those individuals the spotlight ride, right at the Indy 500. So there's lots of talent out there. It's just a matter of developing at the right time with the right program to be prepared to give them a good bottom line to succeed at Indy. When Andy and I were racing Indy cars, whether as owners or a driver or a team manager, whatever it was, we were gone all the time. You know, so you're gone Wednesday to Sunday, 18, 19 times a year, and you're very focused during the month of May, and that's what it takes. For us, though, you know, we want to share racing with our kids. Don't get me wrong; they have their own go-karts, but we also wanted to be home more, to spend time with them, and just to be the parents that we wanted to be. So the idea of Speedway indoor karting and to actually have a real business plan with a business that brings income, you know, we were just really thankful for the opportunity to build that so that we could stay home more. I still go to the races. I drive the pace car part-time for IndyCar, so still on the track at the Indy 500, just in a different capacity.
So also here at Speedway Indoor Karting, you have a lot of corporate clients who love to come and have maybe team building. How does that work with the go-karting?
Well, it's awesome because we have a conference room upstairs that seats like 120 or so. We have an on-site restaurant that's maybe too big sometimes, but 1911 Girls been doing a great job catering those corporate events. So you can sit in a room and have your meeting, talk about your agendas, and then come out here and race it out on track. So it's funny to see some of those quiet individuals inside a company who are like, oh, no, not me. I'm not the fast one. They get out and, you know, they're right up front, you know, working their way to the lead. So it's just fun to see, you know, people can relate, and, you know, that gives them something to talk about when they go back to the office, and really just drives the competition.
What tips do you have for people who may be taking to the course here?
So SIK, we finally got our new fleet in of go-karts from Italy. It took us a while, but they're here, and I feel like they're faster than the older ones. But for here, it's all about being smooth and the application technique of that. So
should we go wide on turns, stay close?
Well, yes. wide and, you know, apex the corner, especially on some of the hairpins that we have here. But it was a fun track to design, and we just recently launched our slick track. So, you know, that calls on more of the short track fans that have supported all of us for so long.
Well, thank you so much, Sara. And when I think of Fisher now, I think of fast, focused, and family. I'm Cheryl Mathis for LifeStyle Indy.
There are lots of people who deal with chronic pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just in the state of Indiana, but all over the world.
And can you imagine?
No.
You know, you can't get any
Relief.
Yeah. And one of those things that people deal with is lupus, which is one of those words that you hear all the time, but maybe you don't know that much about.
If you drill down, you know that it's an autoimmune disorder. But what else do you know?
Yeah, let's find out how it's
learn more.
affecting people around here. You want to?
Yeah, 36,000 in Indiana alone.
And Amanda's got the story.
Not a lot of people even understand what lupus is.
A lot of the battles that we're dealing with are internal.
And in some cases can be fatal.
And my best friend passed away when we were 15.
Barely can get dinner on the table for my son.
Very, very traumatizing to my life.
Stiffness in my hands. It'll be hard for me to hold a pencil or a writing utensil.
So I can't hold not even a part-time job.
The fatigue is unlike anything I've ever experienced before.
Each day I'm still fighting. Let's do the best we can with it.
And you know the personal effects of lupus.
That is true, yes. 31 years I've been living with lupus, diagnosed in 1988. So I know the struggles of the disease, but I am blessed to say I've had my good days and my bad days, but being involved has really helped me, and just being able to be there for others has been a great passion of mine as well.
Yeah. How does this organization help patients locally?
Well, locally we have a lot of programs that we have. We have the support groups. We have Tai Chi and yoga that we do, and meditation that we do live on our website. We are constantly looking for different ways to help our lupus patients throughout the central Indiana. So we're really working on a lot of different things, but One of the things that we're very excited about is a new program that we are implementing beginning in our fiscal year of October 1 of this year of 2019. Is actually called our PATH program. And that program is basically to help our patients, lupus patients, through financial hardship with healthcare needs that they'll need throughout their ups and downs with the disease.
In 2009, I was diagnosed with lupus, and that was a career changer for me. I lost my job as an air traffic controller, and with that loss came some financial burdens that I needed to get some help with.
I am amazed at all that you guys are doing locally. Tell me about some of the events and things coming up in the year that people throughout town may not even know that you guys are up to.
Right. Well, every year we have our gala event called A Tasteful Affair.
Love it.
And we have 20 food, beer, and wine vendors come in and provide tastes and samples to our guests.
Great.
We have a silent auction and a live auction and a diamond bauble that night. Also a wine pull. So it's a lot of fun, and it's our second largest fundraiser of the year.
Big one. That's great. That's great. There's even more.
Yep, we have a lupus family picnic in the summer, which is great. It feels like a little family reunion because I really think of our lupus community as a family. Encourage people to come join our family all the time. It's a great group of people. And that picnic is also going to serve as our walk kickoff to get people excited about the walk in the fall. Wow. So the walk has between 800 and 1,000 walkers at Military Park. It is our largest fundraising event of the year, and our goal this year is $75,000.
Big dollars that you're working all year to raise. Tell me a little bit about where those funds are going in the community.
Right, so we have 8 different support groups that meet monthly around the state, including a telephone conference call for people that can't come to a support group in one of those 8 areas. We have Tai Chi and wellness classes that we offer to the community. Meditation we do live on Facebook, so it's open to everybody that wants to join it. And most exciting is the implementation of the pilot PATH program, patient access to healthcare, where we'll be providing financial assistance to people with lupus during their hard times. And this is help with medical transportation, doctor bills, prescriptions, and even some help with housing needs or emergency utilities.
Okay, so we've talked about Tai Chi, meditation. What are some of the other things that you're doing for lupus patients?
So this year we have our 3rd annual In the Loop Living Healthy with Lupus Symposium. It's in the fall, and this is an all-day session, includes lunch. We have a keynote speaker, and the patients choose breakout sessions based on topics that are relevant to them. Everything from lupus and pain management, to lupus and the mind-body connection, to eating healthy on a budget. So we have a great schedule program for this year.
So for people that are watching and want to get involved, what are the best steps to take?
Our website is full of information. Right. We have lots of volunteer opportunities, from working on event committees or working day of event, coming into the office and helping. So I would just encourage everybody to go to lupusindiana.org and see what we have to offer.
Love it, love it. Making such a difference in our community. So thank you so much. Guys, back to you for now. I'm Amanda Clark, Lifestyle Indy.
Well, the great thing about this show, Julie, is
so many things.
The co-host.
Oh, stop now. Now you're making me like you more.
Okay, the other thing
yes.
is we get to do it in all of these great homes all the time.
Beautiful, and they're decorated so lovely.
Homes, decoration.
Oh,
I feel we're leading towards something
the
here.
The 58th annual St. Margaret's Hospital Guild Decorator Show Home over in Meridian Kessler. It's a big fundraiser for them.
It's been going on for years and over 50 years of this. So
58.
Yeah, 58. All right. Let's see what other facts we can dig up. We'll send Glenn out there to look around.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about the St. Margaret's Hospital Guild and what that is and what this means to what you're doing.
Well, the St. Margaret Hospital Guild has been around since 1907, but the Decorator Show House has been around for 58 years. So this is our 58th year for the Show House, and it's a volunteer organization, and the proceeds all go towards Eskenazi Health.
And then are there scholarships or something that also goes on with Eskenazi? What does Eskenazi do with the money?
Eskenazi, the mission is that they will choose where the funds go to service for programs or any services that they have, so they deem where the money will go. So this last year and this year and next year, we have a 3-year campaign for the Center for Nursing Excellence.
What a great cause for everybody that come through here. Let's talk a little bit about the Decorators Show House. How do you pick it? And so Susie, talk to us a little bit about the process and this wonderful home that you selected for this year.
Well, every year is different. We have a link on our website that if you're interested in being a future show house, you can contact us, which is how we met this homeowner. But sometimes we also approach houses that, you know, look like they might fit the parameters that would make a good, successful show house and be mutually beneficial.
And as I understand it, you're open on Mother's Day, and I hear Mother's Day's been a big day for the Decorators Show House. True?
It is our biggest day of the year. Another exciting thing is the day before, Saturday the 11th of May, Delara Racing Team is going to be having an Indy car on site with the St. Margaret's Guild logo at that same time for an hour window. I believe it's from 1 to 2. The 2 Chicks and a Hammer girls from Indy will be here as a meet and greet in sponsorship with they have with Yakuta Wall Art, which is also under the cover of the Delara Racing Group.
What a wonderful room this is.
Thank you.
I'd love to know, number one, how did you come to be selected as one of the designers?
I was approached by a couple of friends that are designers that are involved, I think, pretty heavily in the show house, and they're dear friends of mine. And I love being involved in the community as much as I want to be involved. It's work and family. It's kind of hard. So I like that this combines design and giving back. So I was really happy to be able to help out.
Well, you'll walk into the home, and here's your room right to the left. So you got a prime position. Tell me about what inspired you about the room and why you did what you did with the room.
So I chose this room because, ironically, I was on a recent trip to New York for a buying trip, and I stayed in a hotel that was an old poets hangout. Wow. And it was, the lobby was a large room with a nice mix of textures and vintage and modern pieces of furniture, and it inspired me for the title of this room, which is the Poets Corner. Sure. And I wanted to select this room because I wanted to incorporate different areas where you can read and have a drink with your friend. And I felt like this room was best suited for that.
Now, a lot of the homeowners that are in Indianapolis that live in older homes, they have these dormers that are in here. What's your advice to people that have dormers? What works well with dormers, and what can our viewers go, oh, I should do that with mine?
Well, I wouldn't paint them a different color. I would try to minimize the dormer and let the architecture speak for itself. Okay. I think sometimes people get hung up in trying to paint those different colors, and it usually doesn't work.
Any other advice for our people that have dormers or slanted ceilings, which we have in this room?
Well, slanted ceilings, like he said, keeping one color kind of creates, kind of breaks it up. It doesn't allow it to seem like a short room. If you kind of break it up, you'll think that the ceiling's closer to you rather than elongating it. But for dormers, you know, when you said design, you could always put like a bench in there, a nice little reading nook or a chaise or something, kind of take in the natural light, be able to enjoy a book, kind of hang out and enjoy the outside while being in.
Brian, Tessie, thanks so much for your unbelievable work here. I can't wait for our audience to come through this home and see the unbelievable design by Houseworks. This is Glenn Bill for LifeStyle Indy.
All right, are you hungry, Julie?
Probably not as hungry as you, to be honest. Because you eat all the time.
Well, I've got
you
to.
can't tell, but.
She's got to eat.
Right. Where are we going today?
Well, we're going to go to Saffron, which is an interesting place near the middle of Indianapolis. Some of these things might look, you know, a little untraditional to you, but they're tasty.
I'm up for an adventure.
Now, let's take one right now. All right, I just finished up a delicious chicken kebab, and then I found the guy who made it. Thanks for having us here.
It is a pleasure to have you. Thank you.
We're sitting at Saffron Cafe downtown on Fort Wayne Avenue in Indianapolis with Chef/Dr. Santisi. Now, the food was very good, but you aren't just concerned about food being good. You want it to be healthy, and more importantly, you think there are specific links between what you eat and how you feel.
The food is medicine, and you are what you eat.
Mom was right way back when, right?
Yes. Scientific genetically studies, our genes are soaked in a broth from what we eat. That means we can change our genes.
So even if you're 50, 60 years old and you've hit the vending machine for candy bars, all your life, you can still turn things around?
When we give our body the right food, the right environment, the right lifestyle, our body reverses all the diseases we may have.
What food do you serve here that's specifically, like you would say, oh, that's if you have diabetes or if you're prone to diabetes, that would be really good for you. Or if you're concerned about Alzheimer's, that would be really good for you.
Number one, we cut the processed food. And then we stick to whole food cooking and then a raw food. Raw food, it's all greens and then nuts and then vegetables.
How did you make that jump from, was there a time where you were just worried about how it tasted and then somehow something clicked and you became more curious about how food can be medicine? Was there one thing that happened to you or to a friend?
It happened to me. I was overweight and then I was in trouble.
Okay.
I joined a Institute of Integrative Nutrition. That school changed my life back in 2012. And after I finished my undergrad, I went to Functional Medicine University to get my doctorate in functional medicine.
What's the biggest mistake that boomers make food-wise? What are most people having too much of?
Well, people having too much of hydrogen oils that we fry in the market, preservative to keep the product longer on the shelf, pesticides and all that unnatural product adding to the food that it's harming our body because our body doesn't recognize it as food.
Okay, we're looking at something that looks very green and very hearty. This is one of your smoothies.
To replace one thing in your lifestyle is a breakfast. It's the most important meal in the whole day.
That is thick.
This is thick and then full of nutrition and then has a lot of heavy leaves, green leaves.
It's like you're drinking a salad.
That's right. Yes, has parsley.
And I know you can get supplements for magnesium. You say this is better to get it this way.
Smoothies, they are high in nutrition and then they are whole food. Then I will add an iron pill and then it's gonna all mix together and then it's gonna absorb. This is a paella. Paella, it's a word for seafood and meat all cooked together. It's made with saffron rice. Saffron is the most precious spice on earth. It's very high in anti-inflammatory. This is what we call whole food cooking. And
so this is what you've been talking about.
Yes, and then also I do some cooking classes on Sundays, and then this is what I teach people.
Chef, master chef, doctor.
It is my pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Saffron Cafe is where you can find all of this food for thought in action.
Don't cry. I know you're sad that the show's over.
I know, we could sit here all day and just tell stories.
We could, actually. We have that many stories.
Yeah. Once you've been around long enough, you got a lot of stories.
That's us.
We'll find some more, though, to tell next time around.
Absolutely will. We hope you'll join us same time, same place
Right
for
here.
Lifestyle Indy.
Bye. For all things Lifestyle Indy, just visit our website. That's lifestyleindy.com. It connects this TV show with the radio show and the magazine. We've got useful information for people all over Central Indiana. And you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Pick up Lifestyle Indy magazine at most Kroger stores and libraries. Look for us all over Indy.
Listen to Lifestyle Indy Radio Saturday afternoons at 4:30 p.m. on Freedom 95. Lifestyle Indy Radio. Your life, your style.
LifeStyle Indy is made possible with support from Westport Homes, dedicated to building homes for every chapter of life, with plans and details that match customer-specific needs and style. Additional funding is provided by Altman, Poindexter, and Wyatt attorneys, serving clients throughout Central Indiana with wills, trusts, and estates, with over 70 years of combined experience.